today to encourage you to familiarize yourself with the business of the scheme by attending any meeting that is called, when you're called upon by the trustees, in order for you to actually put to task the different leaders of the schemes on what they are reporting to you about. You know, that the AGMs and the various meetings are the opportunity for you to, you know, to see how well the funds are doing, how well they are being invested, to see any queries that may have come up in the course of that financial year. So if you're not attending the meetings, then you're not going to be able to enjoy your rights at the end of the day. And another thing is, we always encourage members to please vote. Attend the meetings, vote in your members, the member-nominated trustees, because these are the people who are representing your views. So if you don't participate in the nomination of people who you trust are capable of protecting your interests in the scheme, then as a member, you are bound to lose out. So please participate, inform yourself through the different journals we issue. We have a very strong communications team that has been, you know, publishing several articles also in the papers. We've been equipping you, and we also, as the regulator, we encourage you to walk in to the authority. Our offices are on Clement Hill. Come, give us feedback. We have a complaints handling unit that is willing to, you know, help you resolve any queries that you have and empower you and give you the information you need. So please give us a call, write to the CEO if you have any query, and keep doing the different points that I have been mentioning, so that you can keep yourself involved and engaged and empowered as a member. Thank you, Robert.
Obligations for you as a member. Remember, we are discussing something that is very relevant, because at one time you'll have to retire. But you know what you're supposed to do? These are the things that she's just told you. But now I want to take you to some interesting scenario. Of course, some Ugandans, Banyiga, they got upset. Like, why should I have money seated somewhere? I'm in a time of crisis, and I can't access that money. Will it help me when I'm dead? I'm talking of them, some of the street talk, some of the people out here say.
Yes.
That is when we were at the heights of COVID-19, where many Ugandans, or some Ugandans, wanted to access their retirement benefits to help them sort out a few things. You don't have food, you don't have this, you're home, but you're here. You know, let some of these schemes are doing us good. That they'll even send you a message, tell you this amount has been deposited, now your available balance is this. So this man is in the house with little to eat, but he sees your account, your balance is now 100 million, 90 million, 60, 70. From the legal perspective,
Yes.
what does the law say on this? Help us understand that area also, because we never know, maybe there could be COVID-20.
True. Thank you. The regulator takes cognizance of the challenges that a member may run into over the course of saving for retirement. And we do wear the hat of both a regulator as well as a brother in the struggle, you know. We understand that over the past 2 years, we have noticed that there's been a great need of medical treatment for the members who of the various schemes. However, the Act does provide for access to your benefits as a member for your medical treatment. So if you as a member have run into a medical emergency, we do encourage you to please reach out to your trustees and ensure that your requests are forwarded to the authority in order for you to be able to access your benefits for that medical emergency. However, we encourage people to realize that, you know, benefits, saving for retirement is a long, you're in it for the long haul. So yes, whereas there is that avenue, let us access or utilize this right in the right way. Let us avoid issues of fraud, which is why we engage medical practitioners when it comes to the access of these benefits. But yes, UBRA already anticipated the need. The UBRA Act already anticipated that need for medical treatment, and which is why there's a provision to access the benefits for medical treatment as a member.
Now still another interesting question from you. Recently, there's the issue of accessing one's benefits for mortgage. Well, also equally many were excited. And when we had the legal jargons, techniques, you know, one time a friend of mine told me, it is not he who has the facts right, but he who has the best legal team. And I'm like, hey, don't brag here, you're going to court. The other team may be more smart than your team, and you may solve a set of things outside court. But, so when I had that mortgage issue, I was like, okay, your savings can get you a house, and you know, you enjoy as you're going on. Later to be told, but do you know what the law says? Do you think this is possible? Like, okay. But clarity on this, senior legal officer.
Well, we are happy to reiterate that yes, there is a new regulation, and that is on the assignment of your retirement benefits in order for you to access a mortgage or a loan. This, however, this assignment is for people who are eligible, and the eligible scope is at least 10 years. Why are we saying 10 years to assign? It's because we believe by that time you would have enough that can even, enough of your savings that can even stand in as collateral to these supervised financial institutions that you may want to, you know, get a loan for. What is the purpose of the loan that we are saying you can obtain? You can obtain such a loan to purchase a residential house. By purchase, we mean you may have a house that is incomplete and you want to complete it. So you work with your scheme and a financial institution of your choice, and then you pledge as security your savings. However, the intention of this law is not to have you withdraw the money that you've been saving prematurely before your retirement. It is simply to facilitate you to gain a home, a place where you can call home, so that by the time retirement comes, you know, you will still be having your savings secure, but you have a home in turn. So it is, the regulations already are in force. We've been encouraging schemes and training trustees on how to, you know, update their trust deeds and start getting the ball rolling in regard to this. So yes, it is doable. It's not just a regulation that is going to be put on a shelf. People are actually starting to amend, and we are seeing several schemes, you know, aligning and enforcing the regulation.
We just hope, like at least midterm benefits are reliably informed, people are getting this money. So I hope when everything is in place, the schemes are well prepared, then people can benefit from that. Because one of the things I've observed is most of the people, when they get their retirement, it is all about a place they call home. Many of them will build houses, the other then they run to rentals. I don't know if that is the best business for someone to put their retirement. But still looking at the legal perspective,
Yes.
it is good to regulate. We've seen the saving basket growing since inception of the regulatory body. Now we hear trillions, trillions. We've had also an improvement in people saving. But when you look at statistics, those in the workforce and those saving in these various schemes, you may find that it is still below average. Not even 50% of Ugandans are saving these various schemes. And that makes me wonder, with all the sweetness, the good things we hear, why are we seeing fewer Ugandans, you know, with these schemes, even when we have big monies and more opportunities? People are innovative every day. There is something coming up. How to use the internet to know how much you have, now midterm, now that, investment. Why aren't we seeing this scheme in terms of people saving growing at a very tremendous speed? If you have 16, I think you have about, maybe about 22 point something people there working, but when you look at the saving, that is even less than 10% of the people.
Well, that's key. The issue of coverage is key, and one of the focuses that going forward, and even since inception, we have, as a regulator, we've been pushing to ensure that, one, you know, financial literacy is key when it comes to members actually seeing the importance of saving for retirement. So one of the challenges, usually there's a challenge of people saying, you know what, I'd rather eat what I can, you know, what I have right now, enjoy what I have right now. Let me enjoy my cake right now, and then tomorrow we'll take care of itself. So we've been, you know, working around the clock. The issue of coverage is worldwide, is a critical, you know, a critical challenge for regulators, and our focus through the different district visits that we have, through the different online webinars we've been having, you know, we are still driving the importance of starting small and the power of compounding interest. So once someone can just start, even with 50,000 shillings, even with the little you have, the mindset change is basically what I'm talking about. If we can, we are working towards, as a regulator, we are working towards the mindset change and encourage people to realize that, look here, if I'm 20 and I have my first job, you can start as early as that. So those are the challenges we've had. People are not financially literate. You may be educated, you may be reporting to work every day, but you don't see the need. So we are driving all our sensitization mechanisms to push for the realization of every individual out there, whether you're in the informal sector, whether you are in the, you know, formal sector, to realize the need of starting small and, you know, growing big. Starting small, starting early, and also realizing that it's never too late to start. You might be out there and you are in your 30s, you might be out there and you're in your 40s. What we are telling you today is let us change from the system of, you know, having your cake right now. Let us reserve a piece of your cake, put it into a scheme, a licensed scheme, and address the issue of old age poverty. I think I believe another challenge in regard to coverage that we have faced, that has recently come up and has been addressed, is right now it's now mandatory for you to, as an employer, be it as long as someone is working for you, you are now required to have them open an NSSF account and, you know, put some savings for them at the end of every month. And why is that? Because of the anticipated need, you know, the issue of people working every day, reporting to, to offices every day, but the limitation used to be at 5 employees. But right now it has, as long as you have an employee, so there's no more limitation. So the issue of coverage is being addressed through the different regulatory framework that we have participated in seeing that is passed and enforced.
And now let's look at the issue of trust.
Yes.
Because yes, you've rightly told people why they should save. Don't eat your entire cake now, but trust, because most of these schemes, I don't want to measure. But the issue of trust, that is why earlier I told you there was a time everyone would say, if you ever become the MD of this scheme, because they'll tell you, but blame them for nothing, because they have a lot of money at their disposal. So how have you built trust within the public to encourage them? Because it's one thing knowing the good things I get if I save. It's another knowing that my money would be saved. I would rather have the little than assuming it is somewhere and I never get it.
The Act itself and the regulations that we've put in place, which is the legal framework, basically. All the laws that UBRA has facilitated into getting passed by Parliament basically drive towards the building of trust. And one of the key ways in which we've been doing this is we ensure that before you can even get onto, let's say, management level, the CEOs and all, the acts that put in place these various mandatory schemes, as well as the license schemes that are voluntary, we hold the management and the leadership accountable through yes, financial reporting, but through supervision as well, because there are basic requirements that the leadership are required to uphold. I'll give, for instance, it is pertinent for you to actually hold an AGM. You can't give a reason not to hold
annual general meeting.
The annual general meeting. At this annual general meeting, you need to be able to, give your members feedback on this is what we received as the scheme. This is what we've used it for. This is how we've grown it. The members put you to task, for the different queries they have had. Maybe it is, I've been sick, I was denied, access to my benefits, and yet the law gives me a right. So the leadership of these large and small and middle-sized, are put to task by the member. So the member does have the right. But the regulator itself also holds you accountable. We receive regular reports in which we are able to even choose to, the regulator can say, let's set up an appointment, walk into this, this scheme, and there's something wrong that's happening in this scheme. Can you give us answers to A, B, C? So this power that has been given to UBRA as a regulator helps to keep, acts as a check and balance. So yes, you are fighting for this big job in management of the scheme, but it comes with various obligations as well, So there are also, the regulator has sanctions, may sanction you, may penalize you, both at an individual, basis, as well as a wholesome, trustees, or even for anyone who mismanages or misappropriates funds, the regulator has the power to issue out sanctions. So we have gotten, over the course of 10 years, a much stronger a much stronger and well-regulated sector. And this in itself builds trust, you know, along the way. So we are proud, and we can boastfully say that a lot has improved in terms of, you know, building trust. So once your savings are placed into a scheme, UBRA is there to oversee and protect your interests.
Well, you've heard, once they're in the scheme, UBRA, they're there to do that. But in the interest of time, let me have your final remarks, Doris, in regards to, that is, what the public has to know. And of course, even, I believe you have a message when it comes to the 10-year celebration, and maybe a bit of the way forward.
Okay. Well, I would, as my parting shot, should I say, I would encourage members to, one, you need to inform yourselves if you are a member, and if you intend to be a member, inform yourself. Be aware of what is due to you, what are your obligations, as well as what are your rights. And the best way to know this is ensure you have access to these trust deeds. Equip yourselves by, you know, accessing the different journals that are published on our website, and give us feedback when we come for those district visits in your hometown. When we have a webinar, reach out to us through we have our numbers online. You can make a phone call, you can write a letter to the CEO, and, you know, give us that feedback on how you're being treated. Because at the end of the day, we want you to know that you have the right to be equally and fairly treated as a member of your scheme. I would also like to appeal to anyone who's watching out there or listening in that do not despise humble beginnings. Start small, because there is power in compounding your interests. So start with as little as you can. We have umbrella schemes that are willing to receive you. We have other mandatory schemes as well that are out there willing to receive you, such as NSSF. If you have already an NSSF account, or you already belong to a scheme, we ask you, can you look into, even voluntarily, you know, saving, and over and above the threshold that is set, can you go a step forward and actually save a little extra of what you're earning right now? Yes, the times are hard, but you will not regret starting small, because at the end of the day, we wish you to have a happy and comfortable retirement. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here, for listening to us, and we hope to hear from our viewers even after this.
Well, we are eager to see what you have for us in stock for the next 10 years, because at least you've talked about achievements, you've talked about the challenges, and also the obligations of the people in these various saving schemes. Well, everyone will come to that time when they retire. But how have you prepared? How knowledgeable are you, so that what is deducted from you, so that the various saving scheme in which you are, you get to receive your retirement benefits when you really need them. Don't forget that the regulator, UBRA, that is Uganda Retirement Benefits Regulatory Authority, is there for you, and they are there even to give you legal aid where you feel you're cheated, should it be found true. I want to thank you so much, Ms. Dorothy Kahura. Thank you for your time. And of course, I believe really many people have benefited from this. Have a lovely day. Ruben is here to give us more regarding the world of sports, more so how we participated in most of these competitions where we are. Of course, not the best was gotten, but we still believe we can make it. God bless you.